Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. My name is Chance Kelly, and this is Video Ghoulash. And this is whiskey. Woo! My brother Virgil over at South of Sanity sent me a little Christmas present. He sent me these Kringle limited edition country candles. I've got 4 of these. I've got Balsam Woods, what is it? Christmas Cheer, Mistletoe, and Christmas Night. I think there's a 5th one called Snowflake, maybe. But if Snowflake is anything like these, it's definitely worth your time. But let's not jump the gun. Let's get into it. Let's get into the first one, which is Balsam Woods. Yes, Balsam Woods, it's... Alright, the balsam and pine is gorgeous, but there's something sweet, a little incense musky hovering in the back. It's chilly, like Father Christmas is nipping at your nose. Yeah, this is a really cool kind of Christmas tree based scent. When you first smell it, you might think, oh wow, this is really authentic Christmas tree, but as it lingers and the more you get into it, you know that there's something special about this candle going on. But let's get into the notes. What is it? It says, enchanting fresh balsam and eucalyptus will transport you to a serene holiday forest as a harmonious blend of green and musk creates an ambience evoking the essence of crisp, evergreen-filled winter retreats. Top notes, eucalyptus, fresh balsam. Mid notes, green and musk. Base notes, pine, sweet, and wood. What wood? I've got some ideas. So when you burn Balsam Woods, it is an absolutely beautiful, perfect balsam pine scent. But whatever the musk is, it's kind of incensey, a touch sweet. It's kind of a mysterious blend that's weaving in and out of the pine. And you've got a wood at the base. It says wood. I'm gonna guess it's like a mahogany, like a maybe there's a touch of vanilla or like a fluffy kind of an oak. It's not a really heavy wood. It does provide the foundation. It does provide the anchor for the scent, but it's not a heavy anchor. So it's a little more airy and aromatic than a lot of like Christmas tree and woodland scents. Overall, it ends up being a really enchanting and warm, cozy, if I may use the word, elevated balsam and pine scent. I love it. The throw on it, let's see. Okay, yeah, the throw is an 8. It's an easy room filler. It's a solid 8. I burned this out in a bigger room where there's like a 2-story vaulted ceiling and it filled it up. And that's impressive. So it's really a really good throw. Seasonally, okay, so seasonally this is a 10 for me. It's a balsam pine scent. It's got a mysterious kind of winter evoking chilly, frigid, cold. But again, like I said, enchanting, warms the cockles of your heart kind of flavor going on. So it's 10 seasonally. Overall, for me, this is a 10. It's an elevated scent. That musk is bringing something special, that incensey kind of a musk. And the eucalyptus, you wouldn't know it was there. You know something's brightening things, but it's there in the back, but you could never pick it out on its own. A perfect mix, a perfect blend of magic here in Balsam Woods. So we're going to kick off with a 10. Next up, Christmas cheer. I need some freaking Christmas cheer. I think we all need some Christmas cheer. Crazy stuff going on in the world. Okay, this is cinnamon. Sweet cinnamon. It's a candy cinnamon. It kind of reminds me of a Red Hot, but not artificial. Yeah, like a homemade Red Hot. There's probably some cinnamon bark in here or something. Cinnamon stick. But this is purely, at least on cold, it's purely cinnamon candle. Let's get into the notes. Our Christmas cheer scent brings smiles, joy, and inviting nutmeg, vanilla, and cinnamon aromas. Top, cinnamon sticks. Mid, nutmeg and cinnamon bark. The base is vanilla and cedarwood. Not much changes on hot. It's a cinnamon candy kind of a scent. Like, again, it's a red hot, but a homemade red hot. There's a touch of that vanilla making things fluffy, and the sandalwood is a good base. You smell it a little bit more on, or it's not sandalwood, sorry, cedarwood. The cedarwood you smell more on cold. When you burn it, it leans so far back it almost disappears. And the nutmeg, I don't really get the nutmeg to my nose. I don't get the nutmeg. Yeah. The throw, I think was a 6. The throw was a 6. I don't know that I'd want to throw higher than a 6 or a 7, being what it is. Seasonally, this is a 0 for me. I don't equate cinnamon or cinnamon candy with Christmas. I will eat a cinnamon candy anytime. I love cinnamon hard candy, and I love cinnamon in general. I put it in my oatmeal. Do I want to smell cinnamon, like a pure cinnamon candy candle? Not really my thing. If you equate Christmas with cinnamon candy, then you might score this a 10. For me, it's a 0. Overall for me, it's a 5, which I'd say is really high for me in a gourmand scent. As far as what it is, like, if I'm rating a gourmand scent on what it's mimicking, then it's a 10. It's perfect. It's a homemade cinnamon candy. Overall, my enjoyment of it, though, is a 5. So that's pretty high for me, I would say. You know, anyone who's watched this channel knows I'm not a fan of, like, a strict gourmand scent. But if I was going to burn a cinnamon candy candle, I'd pick that one. So there's that. Next up, we've got mistletoe. Okay, yeah, mistletoe. It's right out front, I'm getting like pine, probably a balsam. A pine scent, but it's a really soft pine. There's like an apple note. There's got to be an apple and some kind of a fruit note, but it's not sharp and tangy. It's more like a stewed or boiled apple. And there's musk, like an incensey fruit musk or a fruit incense vibe to this. Yeah, it's really, unexpected. I don't know how to describe it other than to tell you it's kind of got a pine element. There's a little green. There's a pop of sharp, but there's also this kind of an apple and it might be plum fruit musk. And the fruit, again, is like a boiled fruit where the tang and all of that has been boiled out of it, and you're left with that heavy end of fruit and that musky end of fruit, along with the pine. And like I said, it's kind of an incense vibe. Mistletoe says, immerse yourself in an enchanting embrace of pine and balsam. Nailed it. Where delightful notes of apple, nailed it, and fruit create an inviting ambiance reminiscent of a holiday kiss beneath the mistletoe. Aww. Top notes, pine, balsam. Mid notes, apple, fruit. Don't tell me any secrets. The base notes are sage and mistletoe. On hot, you've got this fruity, musky, dusky experience. It gets even more incensey and mysterious. You've got a pine and balsam kicker and like a pinch of sage. It's like they took, I think, plum, and I think there's bergamot in here too. I think there's a splash of bergamot, because I don't think that's in the notes. No, it's not in the notes. There's a splash of bergamot, I think, that's popping off here and sharpening things up, but also bitter and bringing that kind of dusky sort of thing that bergamot does. And I just feel like it's like stewed apples and plums, and somebody took pine and balsam branches and needles and threw them all in a pot with a pinch of sage and just boiled it into this kind of a stewy concoction. But at the same time, it's not like a wet feeling candle. I think there's that sharp of the mistletoe at the end there. The berries, too, and the mistletoe are there. But the thing that's really cool about this is the incense kind of fruit musk vibe that this has. It's really cool, man. It's really cool. It's a totally different candle. When I read mistletoe and smelled that, it took me a minute. The throw on it is about a 7. It's thrown a little harder and a little less. It's gone up to an 8. It's gone down to a 6. But I think it's about a 7 because it generally fills my room. Seasonally, it's weird. I'm gonna give it a 5 because the apple, which is probably the forefront of the fruit that you smell when you smell this, with the musk and the pine and everything, can elicit like a late fall sort of vibe. But it's a cold weather candle, so does it evoke kind of Christmas though? I don't know. It's such a unique candle, it's hard to gauge. I think if you got used to burning this at Christmas, you would not want to live without it at Christmas. But at the same time, does this scream Christmas to me? Not necessarily. I'd say it's a cold weather candle. It could even go into a cold spring when things start to bloom, but it's still pretty frigid outside. I'll be burning this all the way through. Yeah, I think I'll burn this all the way through the season. Overall, this gets a 9 for me. I'm going to give it a really high score because I love this fragrance. It's an odd concoction. Is it going to be everyone's cup of tea? Is it what you think of when you read mistletoe? No, probably not on both accounts. But once I got my nose and kind of head wrapped around this incensey, fruit, musk, chili, pine vibe, I can't get enough of it. I probably burn this thing more than any of the other limited edition country Kringle candles that I got. I like it. I like it a lot. But I'm also kind of prone to incensey, sort of mysterious vibes, and this absolutely has that. So I love mistletoe. It's a 9. Last, but certainly not least, we've got Christmas Night. That's different. That is, again, it's not what I expected. I feel like, okay, so it's like berries. Like a berry, like a mixed berries, but like fluffy, kind of creamy, like a whipped topping, but it's not tart, but it's sharp. It's not like totally super duper creamy, but it's there. It's soft and fluffy. There's got to be a tree in there, probably balsam, maybe a pine. It could be something else though too. There might be another, like maybe a wood mix. It's got a musk, a really mysterious sort of musk that again it reminds me of kind of like a berry topping. But something else going on, some kind of spices, some kind of incense, some kind of musk, and like a very light wood in the back. This is intriguing. Christmas night. Let's get to notes. Let's get to notes. Fresh citrus. Okay. And evergreen notes add excitement and warmth to a magical evening. Top note, bergamot. Mid note, pine. Base, musk. When you burn Christmas night, the thing that jumped out to me was the bergamot. That citrus, it's a beautiful bergamot. You get the citrus, you get the bitter, you get kind of the musky thing that bergamot has that's unique to itself. And the other thing is you've got that bergamot and the sharp notes. Again, to me it elicits almost like berries. But it's fluffy, it's foggy, like nectar. There's this incensey musk that doesn't overtake anything, but it's there, kind of weaving itself in and out. And you've got pine in there. When you burn it, the pine comes up a little bit more. You get a touch of that pine spice. But it really is a mysterious and enchanting kind of a fragrance. I loved it. I absolutely loved burning this. And as far as something for Christmas night, which is a mysterious, kind of beautiful... I mean, what can you say about Christmas Eve, especially if you're a child at heart or a child? There's something really special and mysterious and intriguing about Christmas Eve and Christmas night. So perfect. Perfect. The throw on it's an 8, so it throws really well. It filled up my room, kind of went down the hall a little bit. So perfect throw for Christmas night, seasonally. So again, it's it's hard to gauge, but it does elicit Christmas because of that mysterious element that it has. The pine, the musk, it does evoke Christmas, but it's also very wintry. I think you could burn this through the winter and even into cold spring. Seasonally, I'm going to give it a 7. Overall, I think I'm going to give this an 8, but I think it's going to grow on me. There's something really nostalgic about this scent. I don't know, it brought me back to elementary school, maybe kindergarten. I don't know, it brought me back to being a kid. I don't know why. And not necessarily seasonally, like Christmas, but there's something nostalgic about the scent. Again, it's outdoorsy. It's got kind of a pine thing, and the berries. I don't know what the berries is. I have to iterate that the bergamot is knockout in this fragrance, and it's probably just the bergamot and the musk and pine mixing together to create this kind of weird berry potpourri, berry tea, fluffy vanilla kind of vibe. But it is 100% intriguing, mysterious, enchanting, and I think like mistletoe. Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing. If you get used to burning this around Christmas, you're not gonna want to live without it. It ticks a lot of boxes. So it's a solid 8 with definite room to grow. I love it. Virgil, thanks, man. I mistletoe, Balsam Woods, Christmas night. These jumped up to some of my favorite stuff that I've gotten from Kringle. So, man, I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you. This is the first Kringle Country candles that I've gotten. I'm now really interested in the rest of the line. Might have to go pick up that blue one, Snowflake, or whatever it is. Yeah. This is probably going to be my last video review of the year. So I want to wish everyone out there Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, joy, peace, and much love. Keep it creepy.